Alrighty, let's see what we got today. It's Saturday, so a bunch of expansions for first the landscapes. We got Way of the Worm, Sewers, Architects Guild, and the way you get favors for Architects Guild in this kingdom is contract. Okay, so for draw, there's Hunting Party and Stowaway. For villages, Specialist and Contract. For trashing, Change, which also triggers sewers. So if you buy that, you're trashing doubly fast. And then plus buy. Only Animal Fair says plus buy, and only after a pile empties. Although you can also gain things with Specialist and Change. I suppose technically, with a Marauder around, there's the Ruins pile, which has Ruined Market in it somewhere. Uh, Not that you want to rely on that. Okay, so probably get thin fast. Once again, the Kingdom with Highways. I think Highway looks good here. I think it looks less centralizing than the last Kingdom, so hopefully if the bot just clicks all the highways again, it won't be as much of a problem. But I think ideally the plan is going to be get a bunch of highways and a few animal fairs and buy the provinces four at a time or so, give or take. I'm thinking probably just sewers plus change. It's actually not entirely clear. Hmm. So one reason not to just open change sewers is if you find the change turn 4, you'd be happier buying sewers turn 3 rather than turn 1 or turn 2 because you got an extra 3 cost card into the shuffle, and then you still manage to benefit from sewers. The biggest benefit from buying sewers turn 1 is if you find change turn 3, you get the effect immediately. The other thing coming to my mind is change plus sewers. You play a change, you trash an estate, you trash a copper from your hand. You have at most 2 money left in your hand. You're not buying anything that turn. So I don't think trashing a second copper on the turn of the change actually sounds all that great. I think I'm going to open with Stowaway plus change, and then if they collide, the change can gain a second Stowaway, which will trigger the first one. And then I can still play both cards. So this turn, I think I like sewers more. I was hoping to have Stowaway in the hand, and then the plan was going to be to do the little Stowaway thing, but this is fine. Uh, Trash a copper, I think, because change is better at dealing with the estate than the coppers. And I can gain anything my heart desires, even a province. Not anything. I can't gain a copper. Um, but all these other things. What do I most want? Hunting Party looks good for consistently finding the change. Specialist looks good, generally speaking. Wouldn't mind double playing Stowaway or Change. Probably one of those two, I think. Or maybe there's a good case for just taking another 3 cost card, because I can immediately pay off the 1 debt that I take from trashing a 2 into a 3. And then if I find the change next turn, I can still play for the remodel effect. Whereas if I take a 5 cost card, I get a much better card. So if I find change next turn, it's going to be awkward. Yeah, maybe I'm just going to take a chariot race after all. And sure enough, so if I were in 3 debt right now, or I guess 2 debt, if I were in 2 debt right now, I'd have to play the change for money, and then that wouldn't be nearly as good. Let's go ahead and gain. It either has to be a stowaway or a contract. Those are the 2 duration cards, which will trigger a stowaway's effect. Contract gets you Architects Guild, and there's decent stuff to gain off of that. I think I just prefer the stowaway for the same reason as the chariot race last turn. Okay. Pepper. And what do I gain? Probably Specialist looks like the best card here. Any of Specialist, Hunting Party, and Highway look pretty reasonable. Uh, did not manage to draw my second Stowaway. I think I like Specialist. bot is killing me with those chariot races. It's got 2 points. All right. Step 1 is turn a copper into a duration card. My deck's pretty thin, so I think contract looks better now. Now I could either gain a copy of change or play it again. I think I'd rather play it again and get back out of debt. I have been top decking coppers with remarkable consistency, despite having only 2 coppers left in my whole deck. Okay. So specialist, replay the change again, get rid of these last 2 coppers, maybe gain a second contract, and the first contract can set aside the chariot race. Actually, maybe it's better to leave one of the coppers so that I have a target for the change next turn. I think my next goal is to get some specialists on highways and then use the specialists to gain more highways. And then once a pile empties, Animal Fair opens up as plus buy. Uh, I think I'm going to decline to crash. Play that. Play this again for money. Let's... I'm so happy the bot didn't have any chariot races here because that is, once again, my only copper in the entire deck on top of my deck. I would have lost a whole bunch of races there. Okay, yeah, my deck is, some might say, too thin. Alright, so in that case, let's just add a bunch of payload, which I think means Animal Fair plus a highway. Guess I can set that aside. Oh my. The graphics cannot handle a bot rapidly playing chariot races. Things were flying every which way. Alright, let's play that. Suppose I'm not winning any races this time. Well, actually, there's an Animal Fair down there. I've got a chance. There we go. Play the highway normally. Gain a copy. And I'm just playing the Animal Fair. We don't need all that much money. I got 3 money, and it seems like 4 is the number that I really want to hit. And I'm playing this Animal Fair just for the 1 extra money. So be it. I think the change is just not doing anything for the moment, and that's fine. Let's take another specialist. And I'll gain a chariot race, I suppose. The flurry of cards here sure is disorienting. It's got a highway on top. Doesn't bode great for me. There we go. Specialist. Specialist. Go ahead and play that as Way of the Worm. I think because it's probably not going to matter much. Oh, actually, shoot. You know what I should have done? And I'm just now noticing? Actually, there's probably still a way around this. I didn't notice that Chariot Race is at 1 copy. So what I really should have done was use 1 specialist to gain an extra Chariot Race. Then the Animal Fair is active for plus buy, and then I could specialist the Animal Fair for a bunch of buys, and that would have gone great. I think it's still going to be possible for me to gain a Chariot Race mid-turn. Change actually can't gain Chariot Race because you have to gain a card costing more than the card you trash. That's not optional. It is with most remodels, but not with Change. And every card in my hand costs more than Chariot Race. What I can do is I'll double play the contract, set aside, gain a copy of. No, I gotta play Specialist again, otherwise it'd be out of actions. Then I play the Highway once, gain a copy, trigger the Architect's Guild because now I've got two favors from the contract. Then I can gain this. And now I can play these. And I got two buys. Probably need some more draw now, so Hunting Party and another Specialist. Okay. Straight race on top seems like good news. I would think I'd be winning some races here, although no luck as of yet. Okay, so how realistic is it? I want to play the Hunting Party now, I think, to find the change. Yeah. Is it realistic for me to win this turn? I think I'm probably too low on draw. The center I'm imagining is Specialist on Highway, gain a Highway, Specialist on Highway, gain a Highway, and then do that a third time. And then the highways are empty. Then I play the Animal Fair for plus two buys. Uh, and then I think that's still one gain short, isn't it? I'd gain three highways. I'd have three buys. I could buy Hunting Party, Province gaining a Hunting Party. And I think even in the best of cases, that's still not going to be quite enough to pile out. So probably that's not my goal for this turn. My goal is to take a points lead so that the bot can't pile on me. Also got to watch out for the estate pile with Way of the Worm. Piling a bunch of estates is a possibility. Uh, so I think I'm going to chain these together. Play normally. What's that bottom card? I don't actually know. I think I've got three highways and three specialists on my deck. Oh, it's another stowaway is what it is. Yeah, that's not a very useful card here, so I'm probably not piling this turn. I don't think I could pile at this turn unless I'm missing something. Perhaps if I had more draw. Uh, so new plan is to not lower these piles all too much. Take some provinces and maybe an additional animal fair. Play the highway again. Gain a copy of specialist. And then we'll play the animal fair. We had to set specialist aside with a contract. Hmm. Play the stowaway this turn, so I get to draw next turn. Set the specialist aside. And do I want to buy three provinces? An alternative could be buy two provinces and turn the change into an animal fair. I think I'm just going to set the change aside and take three provinces. I can gain an animal fair off of that. I have no idea what just happened, but apparently not a whole lot. Uh, Cards start flying every which ways. Okay, so Probably the specialist. Should play the highway once and then gain a copy. I'd really love to empty the highway pile before I start playing the animal fairs. Play this normally, probably, and trash one chariot into a highway. My only concern is if I trash a chariot, maybe I don't draw. The alternative would be playing it as Way of the Worm. I think I'd rather just kill the chariot and gain the highway. Hopefully the draws work out. Oh, well, that's a bit of a dud. Didn't find my hunting party. This is probably still a win, though. I have to assume. Yeah, this should easily be winning. Not enough money in empty provinces, but I could pile out a specialist or hunting party. Okay. Uh, I don't think I played that one quite optimally. I think especially in the middle, I think I had a little bit too much draw and not enough to do with the draw for a minute. The point where I was like overdrawing with the stowaways. And then late in the game, I didn't have quite enough draw. I just had one pair of stowaways and a single copy of Hunting Party. So probably the balance could have been a little bit better than it was. Also, the bots' chariot races were just massacring me. I think that was just poor fortune. Chariot race, there's a bit of randomness to it, and I just happened to have copper on the top a lot. That being said, the bot didn't trash all that fast. You still got an estate and three coppers. You can get thin pretty quickly here. Like I was thin enough that I was voluntarily not trashing copper towards the end there. So the bot probably should have trashed a little bit faster. And then I agree with Highway Hunting Party Specialist, but I think this deck also needs an animal fair once the piles get low, because that's your payload. Once you've got everything costing 0, you need plus buy.